Hello, dear student and friends, you are welcome to my YouTube channel, New Upgrade Biology. Today in this video, we are going to study about the second family in the series of Morphology of flowering plants, Taxonomic description. Before this, in previous video, we have read about the family Brassicaceae or Cruciferae, and till now, if you have not watched that video, then watch it and get the detailed knowledge. And now we are going to study about the family Solanaceae. And here in detail we have to study about the distribution, habit and habitat, their systematic position, vegetative characters, floral characters, economic importance, and so on. So watch the video till the end and get the detailed knowledge about this family Solanaceae. As now, this is morphology of flowering plant, taxonomic description, family Solanaceae. Here are some of the important plants of this family, Solanaceae, to which we have to be introduced. And these are locally available plants, and we are familiar with these plants, and these are used in our daily purpose, or these plants we use for our daily purpose, like in vegetables and decorative purpose, medicinal plants, in other ways, in so many ways. Like this, you see that this is first important plant, that is Solanum tuberosum, which is called potato. This second one, it is Lycopersicum esculentum, which is called tomato plant, Okay, Lycopersicum esculentum, this is the scientific name we have to remember. Solanum melongena, this is called brinjal, and this plant is generally utilized in the form of vegetable. Next, this is Datura stromium. And this plant generally it is used for the medicinal purpose. In the same way, this plant, this is Solanum nigrum. This is also one of the important plants in which the fruit is directly eaten, as well as this is also used to produce the medicine. Next, this is Nicotina tobacco. This plant, which is called tobacco generally, and this is directly used in the form of chewing tobacco or in the form of cigarette, as well as that for the medicinal purpose. This is Solanum dulcarum. This is also one of the important plant of this family, and this plant is generally used for the medicinal purpose. Sestrum nocturnum, this plant is decorative plant which is generally used for the decoration purpose. In the same way, this Solanum xanthocarpum. It is the one of the plants which is generally considered as the plant having the spiny stem and leaves. So these are the some important plant of this family. While we are studying about the family Solanaceae, at least these plants should be considered and their scientific name and their utilization or economic important we have to consider. So about these plants in detail, their vegetative characters and floral formula and others, so many things that we are going to study in this video. Now, first of all, we have to study about the systematic position. The systematic position, Systematic position. Here what we have to study before this. In previous video we have read about the Brassicaceae family. There was also the systematic position. Kingdom Plantae. Division. This is Androgames. In the same way, class Dicotyledonous. Subclass Gamopetlae. In the family Brassicaceae, we have read subclass that Polypetlae. Polypetlae means where the petals are separated from each other, and this Gamopetlae where the petals are connected to each other. So subclass is Gamopetlae. In the same way, this series, this is bicarpellate. Bicarpellate means the ovary or gynoecium. You can say bicarpellate means the gynoecium contains two carpels, and this order is Polemonials, and family Solanaceae are the family of tobacco. So by this way, we have to write or we have to study about the systematic position of this family Solanaceae. Next thing is distribution. This family is wide distribution, or this is the family of wide distribution, means it is also cosmopolitan. In the most part of the world, they are distributed, whereas generally they are found in the temperate, tropical and subtropical region. The plants are terrestrial. And are adapted to grow in temperate and tropical places, growing wild in shady place. Generally, these are found in shady place. And they are annual herbs, shrubs, and rarely trees. Means these are found in the form of annual plants, and generally fewer species they are in the form of tree too. And they are herbs, shrubs, are rarely tree. In some of the few are in only the few species they are found in the form of tree too, okay, having the woody stems. So about the distribution, we have to write these things, or we have to study these things about the distribution. Next thing is habitat and habitat. Habitat, terrestrial. These are terrestrial mesophytes, means these are found at the place where the soil is watery, or you can say soil contains the good quantity of water. Wild species are these, and wild species are cultivated for medicinal purpose. Some of the species they are grown themselves, they are not cultivated at the crops, whereas most of them they are cultivated at the crops. So they are wild or cultivated for medicinal purpose. They are they are cultivated for medicinal purpose, ornamental, spices, as well as for the vegetable purpose. Habit, mostly annual or perennial. Herbs like Solanum, Nigrum, Dhatura, Nicotina, Shrubs, Cestrum, are perennial trees like Solanum grandiflorum. Solanum grandiflorum. The Solanum grandiflorum. It is found in the form of tree. Solanum nigrum is the smallest perennial herb. The name of the smallest perennial herb of this family is Solanum nigrum. In the same way, Dhatura is the largest annual herbs. Among the annual herbs, the largest plant is Dhatura. So these things we have to consider as the habit of the plants of this species. Next thing is the roots. The roots, as these are the dicotyledon plants, and in previous video, so in family Brassicaceae, that also we have treated, the taproot system is found. Here also they have the taproot system and the roots are branched. Generally, here the secondary and tertiary roots are developed like this. Suppose this is the main root, okay, main root from where these branches are arised, okay, and these are called the secondary root. Again, from the branch, many these thin roots are developed. These are called tertiary roots. So this type of root system is found in the plants of this family. Generally, taproot, and they are branched, highly branched, producing secondary and tertiary roots. So these things we have to consider about the roots of this plant or roots of the plants of this family. Next, about the stem we have to study stem. Stems are erect, means this can be stand up, and weak. Generally, they are weak, maybe aerial or underground. These are mostly they are found aerial form. They grow above the soil, whereas some of the fewer species like that you can see Solanum tuberosum, which is also known as the potato, that is found under the soil, so it is considered as the underground stem. It is herbaceous, maybe profusely branched. The stem is branched, hairy or prickly. Sometimes the stems they are covered by the hair-like structure like the trichome found in family that you can say Brassicaceae, and prickly means some of the plants are there where the stem is thorny or spiny. It is solid and cylindrical. Their shape is cylindrical that you are looking here. This, it is the stem of Solanum melongena, or you can say brinjal. It is the cylindrical form. In the same way, this is the leaf of Lycopersicum esculenta, which is called tomato. So, this like stems, they are considered as the cylindrical. Leaves, they may be simple or pinnately compound. The leaves, which is this like structure, it is completely, and pinnately they have one of the main midrib, then after the other rib or mid veins from where the other veins are generated. And in some of them, they have the compound leaves. Some of the plant like here it is said tomato, okay, tomato. In tomato plant, this is the plant of tomato, leaf of tomato, Lycopersicum esculentum. It contains the compound leaf. These are called compound leaves. They are alternate. Alternate means, okay, suppose this is the stem, then one leaf is on this side, then another leaf is on this side, okay. They are alternate and opposite. X stipulate means they do not have the outgrowth at the place where from the leaves are erased. Hairy, sometimes the leaves they are hairy, okay. Petiolates, they have the petiole, okay, like this petiole from where the leaves is formed, okay, this like leaf. So this you can say it is the petiole. This is the petiole, and so petiolate, X stipulate, alternate, and opposite. They are dentate sometimes, okay, like this you see there. This is the leaf, okay, where this is considered as the dentate. Their leaf, it's completely, their margin is not the smooth. They have the loop-like structures and they have the thorny leaves, okay. Their leaves contains the spine too, okay. Ovate, they have the form of the ovate. Ovate means this is the form of leaf where the middle portion is thinner than the base portion. Unicostate and reticulate vein. They have the reticulate vein. Like this you can see. They have the one mid vein. Okay. Then after the other veins are arise from where the other small veins are arise. By this way they have a net form of reticulation or net form of venation, or that you can say this reticulate venation is found in the leaf of this family. So these are the things about leaves. Okay. This is about floral characters of the plants in this family, Solanaceae. And first we have to study this is inflorescence. Inflorescence, this is cymose type. What do you mean by cymose type? The growth of the main axis is limited. Means in this type of inflorescence, we used to see that the main axis of the flower that is limited. Unlike in the family Brassicaceae, we have treated the main axis growth is continuous. But in this family, the main axis growth is limited. Like now you are looking here, this main axis, suppose this is the main axis. The main axis, it is terminated into the flower and its growth is limited. As a result, the lateral axis are erased. And this lateral axis also, they are terminated into the flowers. By this way, that you can say the main axis is limited and the lateral axis are formed which contain the flowers. Lateral axis are also, they are limited by terminating into the flowers. This is the main feature of this cymose type of inflorescence. So this type of inflorescence is found in the plants of the family, the Solanaceae. Next thing is flower. Okay, flower. Flowers, they are complete. Why they are called complete? As they have the complete four orals. They are calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. And they are small in size. Okay, usually white. In some of them, they are color also. Okay, pentamerous, their calyx, corolla, they contains the 5 petals, 5 sepals. Okay, so they are called pentamerous. Hypogynous, hypogynous means ovary is superior, under which the calyx, corolla, and androecium lies. And they are bisexual, they are hermaphrodite, contains the both male and female reproductive organ, androecium and gynoecium in the active stage. They are pedicellate. They are pedicellate means flower is connected to the browns, okay, and they are connected with the pedicels. So the flower is pedicellate. Ebractate, like the leaf is X-stipulate, the flowers are ebractate, having no outgrowth at the point of joining of the flower to the stem, or you can say a branch. Actinomorphic, actinomorphic you have read, like in family Brassicaceae, the flower which can be divided equally into 2 parts, okay, that is called actinomorphic. So the flower is actinomorphic. These characters we have to study about the flowers. Next thing we have to study, this is calyx. Calyx. Calyx, it contains the 5 sepals. 5 sepals are there. These are the sepal here. This, like this one, it is sepal, sepal. Gamosepalous. They are gamosepalous. They are green in color. Gamosepalous means they are fused to each other, okay? They are joined to each other. Like in Brassicaceae family, we have read the sepals, they were separated, polysepalous. But here, the sepals of this calyx are that gamosepalous. They are connected to each other. And they are tubular, okay? They form the tube-like structure, like you see that. From here it is arise, and this whole portion it is calyx. So calyx contains the sepals, and sepals are 5 in number. They are green in color, and they are gamosepalous. Okay, and that is tubular. They are found in the form of tubular or in the form of short form. They have the valvate or imbricate estivation. Okay, and persistent means after the fertilization too, along with the fruits, they can remain. In other plants, in many families, the calyx is fall down after fertilization, but here in this family, after fertilization also, the calyx remain, or that sepals remain along with the fruits. So this type of calyx or this type of sepals which can persist, means which can remain continue, okay, without shedding after fertilization too, then they are called persistent calyx. So like in tomato or brinjal, you see that just the base of the fruit, at the base of the fruit, the green leafy structure is found. That is calyx. Calyx can remain, okay, without shedding. So these things about the calyx. Next thing is the corolla. Corolla, it contains the 5 petals. These 5 petals, okay, 5 petals are there. These are the petals. Generally, they are white in color and they are found colorful too. They are gamopetalous. They contains 5 petals and petals are connected to each other. Like here, this is one petal, this is another petal, this is another petal, but they are connected to each other. So this like 5 petals are found in this flower, and they are joined to each other. So they are called gamopetalous. They are rotate, means in the round shape, they are found there. Lobes, they have the lobes like this one, okay. You see that this is the lobe one. Oblong or tubular, okay, they are found in the form of tube-like structure too. Here, this is the flower of datura, which have the tubular. This is the tubular form of petals, and these are gamopetalous, and these have also the valvate or imbricate estivation. Their imbrication is also their estivation is also valvate or imbricate. So in calyx and flora, in both the estivation is valvate or imbricate. So these things we have to consider about the corolla. Next thing is androecium. Okay, androecium. Androecium, this is the male reproductive part, which generally contains the stamens. Stamens are 5 in number. Okay, there are 5 stamens found in androecium, generally yellow in color. Okay, yellow color, and polyandrous means they are separated to each other. They are polyandrous like in family Brassicaceae, but they are epipetalous. Epipetalous anthers means the anthers are fused to the petals. Like you see this corolla, this is the corolla, and this the middle part you are looking. This middle part, these are the, like here, these are the androecium, okay, stamens. So stamens are fused to the petals. So they are called epipetalous. If the stamens are, you can say the anthers, they are fused with petals, they are called epipetalous. So what type of anthers are found here? Epipetalous anthers are that. Massive. Filaments are short. They have the short filament, okay, and anther oblong, basifixed, okay, and bicelled, okay. The anther have the bilobes, bicelled. Dehiscence of anther is means of apical pores. When the dehiscence means bursting, right, of the, you can say, opening of the anther after the fulfilling by the pollen grains, that take place at the apical or apical pores. In Solanum species are by longitudinal slit. Okay, sometimes that anther is open longitudinally by forming the slit too. Anthers form a cone around the style. Anthers make the cone around the style. So these are the some of the general features of androecium of the plant of this family. Next thing is gynoecium. Gynoecium, this is the female reproductive part. Female reproductive part, it contains the carpels, okay? The two carpels are that, these are bicarpellary. Syncarpus means they are joined to each other. They are joined to each other. Ovary is superior, okay? It is just above the androecium, androecium. It is just above the androecium, calyx, and corolla, and obliquely placed. Okay, obliquely placed means this is not directly straight, slightly it is the bend form. Okay, ovary is bilocular. Ovary contains the two locules. Okay, bilocular with swollen placentation. Placentation, that is placentation. Placentation is axial. Axial. From the central part, the ovules are erased, and this style is thick style, and short stigma is sticky. Okay, that produces the sticky substance for the attachment of the pollen grains which falls upon there. Bifid, that contains, or bi-looped you can say. Okay, that ovary contains the two loops, and capitate means that in the form of the head-like structure. So these features generally you have to consider about the gynoecium, which is the female reproductive parts. Okay. In this figure, you are looking at, this is the figure of gynoecium. Here, this is the ovary, and this you can say it is the style, and here this is the part of stigma. Okay. And this figure, it is androecium. Okay. Androecium, this stamens, they are fused to the petals. This, it is the corolla, and this one you can consider calyx, which contains the sepals. Okay. Next thing is fruit. About the fruit we have to study. Fruit, berry type of fruits with persistent calyx. Yes, this one, it is the calyx. Okay. Now you can see calyx. Calyx can remain with fruits, means it can remain even after fertilization. In most of the plant, when the fruit is found, that is without calyx. Calyx is not found. These sepals are not found. But in this family, the plants, they have the calyx, or that you can say the calyx remain, okay, found with the fruits in the form of, so this is the persistent calyx or spinous capsule. Okay, in some of them, they have the capsule form of the fruits, which have the spine that contains the spine too. Okay, simple, they are the simple fruits. Dry and indehiscence means themselves they cannot be, okay, opened. Like in some of the plants, the fruit is open due to the some of the external features, external factors. Okay, and the seeds are liberated out. But the fruits of this family, they are not dehiscence themselves. Okay, and they are very are capsule form. So these things you have to consider. Like this is the fruit of Lycopersicum esculentum or tomato plants. You see, it can remain without dehiscence, cannot be opened itself. In order to open, or in order to produce the seed, that we have to cut it or we have to break it, but itself cannot be broken down, cannot be opened. Okay, so this type of fruits which cannot be opened themselves, they are called indehiscent fruits. Next thing is pollination. Pollination, you have read, this is the process of transferring pollen grain from the anther of a flower to the stigma of same flower or to the another flower. And this is very important segment of life cycle of flowering plants. Pollinating agents, these are the cross-pollination. Generally, cross-pollination is found, and the agents can be animals such as the insects, for example, beetles, birds, and butterflies, bats too, okay, water, wind, and even plants themselves. But generally, you can consider entomophilous, okay, like in that family, Brassicaceae, we have did the pollination, cross-pollination is found, which is entomophilous generally. In this family also, the entomophilous cross-pollination occurs generally. Next thing is the seed. Seed, you can see, seed, this is the seed of Lycopersicum, Esculentum, tomato, okay. The seeds are two cotyledonous, means they have the two cotyledons, okay. And albuminous. Albuminous means those seeds in which the some portion of endosperm remain, okay, or remain as the residue even after the germination of seed. Embryo is straight or curved. The embryo that contains the shape or embryo has the shape like the straight or curved. So these things we have to study about the seed of the fruits in the plants of this family. Next things, the most important part, that is floral diagram with floral formula. This is very important part of the family description that we have to consider it. Floral formula, first you see this floral formula, if you know, according to this, the floral diagram can be easily prepared. Floral formula, this is actinomorphic. Before this, you can write here, okay, E bractet, EBR, EBR, E bractet, you can write, okay, it is left here, EBR, EBR, E bractet. Then after this, actinomorphic, bisexual, both male and female reproductive organs are found. Calyx, it contains the 5 sepals, and the sepals are gamosepals. So this is written within the bracket, okay. 5 sepals which are joined to each other. So it is gamosepalous written in the bracket. Corolla, it contains 5 petals, and petals are gamopetalous. They are also connected to each other. Then after androecium, androecium, it contains 5 stamens, okay. And 5 stamens, they are polyandrous, means they are not connected to each other, but they are fused. Corolla are they are connected to the petals of the flora, which are also called epipetalous. So this symbol, okay, when the stamens are connected, okay, to the uh, petals of the corolla, this structure or this type of symbol you have to give. And this form of anthers is called epipetalous. Next thing is gynoecium. Gynoecium, this is 2, okay. 2 means gynoecium, it is bicarpellary. The carpels are 2. They are fused, they are connected to each other. And so this is called syncarpus. It is written in bracket. This symbol is gynoecium that you can put here also, okay. This is the ovary, superior ovary. So by this way, you have to consider the floral formula of this family. And these things you have to show in this diagram too. This is the outermost whorl. Outermost whorl, it contains the 5 sepals. 5 sepals, they are connected to each other like this. This is the connection, okay. So these are called gamosepals, okay. And their estivation is either valvate or imbricate estivation. Next thing, this is the second whorl. This second whorl is corolla. Corolla contains the 5 petals, and the petals are also joined to each other, gamopetalous, okay. These are called gamopetalous. Their estivation is also either imbricate or you can say valvate estivation. And then after this third whorl is called the androecium. Androecium contains the 5 stamens, 5 stamens, they are separate to each other. Like you see, there is no connection between them. They are polyandrous, but they are fused. They are connected. They are to the petals. So they are called epipetalous. That's why, okay, this connection, this like structure is made. Then after the innermost whorl, it is the gynoecium, which contains the two carpels. The carpels are fused to each other. They are the syncarpus. And the axial placentation is found where the ovules are connected to the central part. Okay. And then after this ovary is the bilocular ovary, which is that is superior in shape, or which is superior. So by this way, we have to consider the floral diagram with floral formula and floral diagram of this family. Okay. Next thing, these are the some of the important plants which we have to consider their scientific name. Solanum tuberosum, called potato. Solanum melongena, this is called brinjal. Capsicum annum, this is called green chili, green peppers, okay, chili plants. And Lycopersicum esculentum, called tomato. Nicotina tobacum, this is called tobacco. This Petunia hybrida, this is petunia. Dhatura metals, devil's trumpet. Dhatura estromonium, this is called Jimson wheats. In the same way, Withenia somnifera, ashwagandha are rennet. Okay, so these are the some of the important plants, and except these also, you can find many plants. Okay, which are grown around us, or they are cultivated for the crops, or that you can say vegetable purpose or decorative purpose. Economic important. This is also one of the important segment of this family. Okay. While we are describing the family, that economic importance too, we have to write. Solanum tuberosum, melongena, capsicum, annum, lycopersicum, esculentum, etc. These plants are used as the vegetable. In the same way, Nicotina tovacum, okay, leaves and stems, its stems are used for preparing cigarettes and tobacco products. Atropa belladonna, this is one of the important plants. Its leaves is dry, stem and roots, okay, they are also dry, and they yield belladonna to relieve pain, painkillers. This like medicine is prepared. Cough, in the case of cough and excessive perspiration, okay. So in that case, you can say this this plant is used as a medicinal. This plant is used for the medicinal purpose. Atropine is a drug. Atropine is a drug obtained from this dry leaf of the some of the plants like Atropa to dilate the pupils of the eye. Eye drops are formed from this dry leaf. Dry leaf of the roots dry leaves and the roots of Dhatura, metal, and stromonium are used for the treatment of asthma. This Withenia somnifera can coagulate milk for making cheese. In industries, this plant is used. Cheese industry. In the same way, Petunia hybrida, Cestrum nocturnum, Solanum villosum have ornamental values. These plants are used for the decorative purpose, or they have the ornamental values. By this way, we have to study about the economic importance of the plants of this family. So all these things what you have studied, these are about the taxonomic description of the family Solanaceae. Read it, and if you need, you can prepare the note on this slide too. In the next video, we will study about the family Leguminosae. Thank you so much for watching this video.